Welcome to the Deep Dive. This is our AI Daily Deep Dive for Wednesday, December 3rd, 2025.
And we have a really specific mission today. We're unpacking the top 5 AI news stories that just hit.
Exactly. And just to start things off on a meta note, this entire deep dive, all the research, the analysis, this very script, was researched and generated entirely by AI.
Which is fascinating in itself. But these 5 stories, they really show the the real-world impact AI is having right now.
For sure. We're going to touch on everything from media and finance to hardware, policy, and even, what it means to have a job.
So where should we start?
Let's start with a story that's, frankly, a little disturbing. It's
Yeah.
about these so-called AI slop videos targeting children.
Right, this is the Bloomberg piece. It's about this flood of really low-quality, mass-produced content on YouTube.
And it's aimed at the youngest possible audience. We're talking 1 to 3-year-olds.
The monetization strategy is what's really wild here. One creator, Monique Hinton, she basically laid out the whole process.
She just uses something like ChatGPT for super simple lyrics.
Yeah, just things like la la or na na, totally repetitive stuff. Then she feeds that into a visual AI to get these bright, colorful, constantly stimulating animations.
And the payoff, she claims she was making hundreds of dollars a day.
For doing what she estimated was maybe 5% of the actual work.
That's just incredible efficiency, but the concern here is pretty serious. Experts are worried this kind of constant repetitive stimulation could negatively shape a young child's cognitive development.
Absolutely. It kind of makes you wonder if we're chasing efficiency without thinking about the cost.
Okay, moving from media to big corporate finance. Let's talk about Microsoft.
Yeah, this is the Reuters story. It's about a report from The Information claiming Microsoft had to reduce its sales growth targets for AI products.
Because their sales teams were missing these really, really ambitious quotas.
Right. But Microsoft came out and strongly denied it.
They did. Their argument was that the report was, mixing up two different things, growth targets and actual sales quotas.
A subtle distinction. But the report did have some specifics. For instance, the Carlyle Group apparently cut back its spending on Copilot Studio.
And why was that?
They were struggling to get it to reliably integrate their data, which is a pretty fundamental problem.
That is a huge problem. And if a major firm like Carlyle is having trouble, it really makes you question if this enterprise AI is ready for prime time.
Exactly. This is the heart of the AI bubble anxiety. You have U.S. giants planning to spend something like $400 billion on infrastructure next year,
Wow.
but only about 5% of AI projects ever actually make it out of the pilot stage. That's a huge disconnect.
Okay, so while some are struggling with the software, let's talk about the hardware, because that's a different story.
A completely different story. NVIDIA just announced new AI servers that can boost model performance by up to 10 times.
10 times? That's a massive leap. How are they doing that?
It's just brute force engineering, really. They're packing 72 of their most advanced chips into these servers, all connected with super high-speed links.
And this speed is so important because the industry is shifting focus, right?
Precisely. It's moving away from just training these huge models and more toward deploying them, serving up answers efficiently. This is all driven by those mixture of experts models.
Right, the MOE models, which are just faster and cheaper to run.
Exactly.
All right, let's shift gears again, this time to policy. A piece in Politico says the Trump administration is now making robotics a major priority.
Yeah, after that initial big push on AI, they're now calling robotics the next frontier, something that complements AI.
And the thinking behind that is, what, mostly strategic?
It seems to be. They see it as a way to boost U.S. productivity, which has been slowing, also for national security, and, interestingly, to help with reshoring manufacturing jobs.
So it's about keeping the U.S. ahead of competitors like China and Japan, but also setting up the rules for things like healthcare and defense.
Right, the ethical frameworks.
Okay, last story. This one hits close to home for a lot of professionals. It's from Harvest, about the role of the generalist in a world full of AI.
This is a great one. The core challenge is that AI is getting really good at the exact tasks that used to be the generalist bread and butter.
Like learning a new industry quickly or summarizing a dense report.
Exactly. AI can do that in seconds. So where does the human generalist still win?
In what the article calls wicked environments.
Yes, where the rules are unclear. And they do it with 3 key human skills. First is clarity of thought, actually framing the problem correctly for the AI.
Second is being the integrator, sort of stitching together the humans and the machines.
And the third, and this is maybe the most important, is the intangibles. Judgment, ethics, leadership, accountability.
So the takeaway for, for you listening is that the future belongs to the T-shaped professional.
Right. You need to have enough depth in one area to actually steer the AI, but you also need that broad fluency with AI
Yeah.
across all your other skills.
So when you pull it all together, what does it look like?
It's this incredible paradox. AI is being used to create mass-produced, low-quality media for toddlers, and at the exact same time, it's forcing a complete redefinition of high-level professional skills for adults.
It's a huge shift across the entire spectrum of society.
It really is.
And that leads us to our final thought for you to chew on. If AI can so efficiently generate the media our youngest kids consume, while also commoditizing the tasks of experienced professionals, what specific human judgment skills outside of the purely technical ones should we be prioritizing today, right now, to make sure future generations can actually tell the difference between what's authentic and what has value?